Yes, guys, welcome to your Charlton Athletic versus Chelsea preview. First game under Liam Rosenera. And as we walked on Thursday to the iPad so I can get some quotes up, I just want to say thank you guys for the support. Football Roundup has been amazing. And yes, there is no A-League preview this week since I didn't have enough time to film it. Because if you didn't know, I think I said this already in one video. Right? My nan is in the hospital right now, so I have to do a lot of housework. So, yeah, sorry about the lack of uploads. Like the usual series I usually do. But, Liam Rosenera. And yes, there's another thing, so you've literally just seen me walk down the stairs. Liam Rosenera. I'm excited for this. And I do want to read out one quote, actually, because I do actually believe in this quote, what he did say. Whilst I just get this up home. But yeah, so basically what he said is, before I get into the quote, Liam Rosenera, he has my full backing, my full support. He says what we want to hear. And if those words translate to actions, he's got my full backing, he will succeed at Chelsea. Right? But yeah, here is the quote. What he did say in the 10:30 p.m. Non-broadcast interview. I'll say it once it loads. If it loads. Should load now. Here we are. So, Liam Rosenera insists he will make no excuses as Chelsea head coach, but pleads with the fans to give him a chance. He goes on to say, I'm not going to make excuses about starting mid-season. I'm here because Chelsea is expected to win, rightfully so. Every game that they play, you've seen the appointments of managers in this league and in Europe. If you don't win, you're in trouble. I need to manage to win in the short term, but I also need to have an eye on the long term so we can be successful over that period. Judge what you see, don't judge what you hear. Judge what you see on the pitch, don't judge my press conferences. I don't win any games in press conferences. Judge what you see on the pitch, give myself, my staff and my players a chance to prove we are worthy. Judge us and be fair. If the performances aren't good enough, I'll be the first one to say so. I will hold my hands up. I'm the most accountable person for our performances. But please don't start criticising first. Give us a chance. Liam Rosenera coming out quite bold then, saying, look, I will be the first one to say we've not been good enough. We should be way better. Don't judge me based on my press conferences because they don't give you 3 points. The 3 points comes from the football matches. He has my full backing. I support this guy. I love what he's done at Strasbourg. I love what he's done at Hull. And I'm so excited for the Liam Rosenera era. He goes on to further say in the broadcasting press conference today, as we look ahead to tomorrow night's game, let me just find it. He also says that he remembers coming to Stamford Bridge and there was a physicality about the team. He wants to make Stamford Bridge a place where teams fear to come and play. Obviously, Stamford Bridge used to be a cauldron. Any team who came to Stamford Bridge would always fear and would kind of be scared, especially with the physicality of the team we had back in the day. So Rosenera wanting to build that sort of team, that sort of atmosphere again is a really good sign. He then talks about the goalkeepers. He hints that eventually he wants his goalkeepers to play very high up, like Penders did at Strasbourg. He says, every team is different. I'm very fortunate Jorgensen and Senses are world-class goalkeepers with their feet. But I'm not going to ask them to play from the halfway line straight away. It's a process. It takes time. I'm going to laugh because I saw a quote earlier saying, we are really fortunate to have two world-class goalkeepers. However, this sounds more like it. Sanchez, though, not world-class with his feet, is he? Let's not lie. He's good. He's not world-class with his feet. He goes on to further say about pressure. My friend, I'm so fortunate that I am working with some outstanding players and paid well. Pressure is a privilege. And there are so many people in the world who would love to be in my shoes, and I want to remember that. He even says, I'm not arrogant, I'm good at what I do, I'm going to give this everything. Rosenera saying, I'm not arrogant, I'm not going to let my ego get ahead of myself, I'm just going to do the best I can. Now there's this one quote which I will read out. He says, I will make the decisions at this football club. And then he further on says, that since that's why I'm here, Rosenera, mate, you might have the trust, but you don't know this, you're not ready for whatever stuff is happening above you. And look, Rosenera has used so many formations, and I don't know which one he's going to use tomorrow. So I'm going to go with 4-3-3, mainly because it's the most likely formation we're going to use. 4-3-3 with a cam. So let's get right into this lineup. In goal, Philip Jorgensen. It's a cup game. We need to rotate goalkeepers a bit. Jorgensen probably wants to leave. Chelsea wants to get the value up. Maybe. And also Jorgensen played well against Man City. So give Jorgensen a start. Give him a start. He wasn't actually that bad against City as well. So yeah, give him a start. See how he does. And also, Rosenera hasn't confirmed who's number one goalkeeper yet. So we'll have to see who starts as number one. Especially with Arsenal midweek, I see us starting Jorgensen against Charlton. At the back, I'm going to go with... don't know what to do here. Malo Gusto at right back, Josh at Champong and Fofana at centre back, with Joel Hato at left back. I've watched Joel Hato the last two games, and that's actually been quite good. He had a 80-minute cameo and he had a 30-minute cameo. Both cameos were really good. I was impressed, heavily impressed. And I do see Hato playing pretty well. Gusto being the fullback, what will be the wing back, and then Hato chilling in the back three. Superb. I think that will work really well. At some point, Fofana, two really, really confident, really good centre-backs with their feet. I see that being a critical decision on who starts. Also has to be good at defending. In the midfield, I'm going with Andre Santos, and I'm going to go with Caicedo, with Buonanotte in the 10. Now, I'm going to push for a Buonanotte start because I feel like he's not as bad as people think. Now, with Maresca, he did make players look worse than they actually are. A key example being Hato and Delap. They're two examples. Now, when you look at Buonanotte, he is a good player. He's not dog shit. I've seen worse players and I've seen better. He's a good squad player. That's what he came in to be. So if he doesn't start against Charlton, I would be really concerned. Especially with Arsenal midweek, we want to rest Cole Palmer. Obviously, Andre Santos, Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo missing the Arsenal game, first leg. I see us starting him against Charlton because he can't play midweek. So, That's my reasoning for a midfield pivot. Also because Andre Santos has been really good. Rosenera has a lot of confidence in Andre Santos as well. On the right, I'm going with Esteban Willian. And on the left, I'm going with Gittins. I do see Esteban Willian thriving in this system. Now, whether that be 2 narrow 10s, and if we're doing 2 narrow 10s, or 3 narrow 10s, which we've seen teams like Villa do before. So instead of wingers, we have 10s, and then we have fullbacks, wingbacks, sorry. If we're using narrow 10s, Esteban and Del Pedro, right and left, with Bruno Norte down the middle, but I suggest using wingers, with Esteban tucking in as a 10. So, with Gusto being a wing back. So yeah, Esteban Gittins should be good enough to beat their fullback against Charlton tomorrow. I actually hope so, at least. Also, they're not fully stuck to the touchline under Rosenera. They can cut inside. They can drift in. There's more freedom. It's not positional structure play. Then up front, I'm going to go with Mark Yu. I want to see what Mark Yu does tomorrow because I love Mark Yu. I think he's a really, really confident striker. And I think under Rosenera, he could strive. His ability to make those starting runs, which he can make. We've seen him make them runs before. He can also be an absolute bully. He's physical. He can be a nuisance for defenders. I see that being something what Rosenera goes for, as we do have Arsenal midweek, which I do see us wanting to keep Palmer fit. I want to see us keep Enzo, these James, all fit. So I do expect it. And score prediction wise, I'm going to go with a 3-1 Chelsea win here. I see Rosenera getting off to a really, really good start. And look, there's been a lot of negativity around this ownership or the project and the not a project CFC account, which, look, I'm not a big fan of the ownership, but calling for high wages and older players. The age of the squad doesn't matter if they don't have quality. This squad has enough quality to win you trophies. It's proven it before. The fact that after one poor December, again, it's a poor December and entering into a poor January, but I do think I will pick up this month, right? But because of a poor month and a week, this fan base has gone berserk. And look, I'm not a big fan of the ownership, like I said. They've done stuff what I don't agree with, but what I don't also agree with is protesting for high wages, when that's the reason why we can't offload Sterling, why we struggle to offload Ziyech, and the players who are on 250, 300k a week. Sterling is still on the books, by the way. Let's not forget that. We need to stop being so arrogant, because you calling for stability, what stability was put under Roman? It was sell, buy, sell, fire, hire, try again. There was no stability under Roman. And that final season under Roman, we finished 12th. To be fair, I do think the new owners came in a little bit into that season because they also fired Tuchel, but we still finished 12th that season. And this whole older man project was never going to work. It wasn't even a project. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another epic upload as we have the review, for Charlton. And on Sunday, I got football roundup again, including the Super Copa de España final. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. Peace.